Welcome to this online yoga class. My name is Natalie and I will lead you through a 45 minutes Vinyasa flow yoga class. Today's theme is about back bends, but not only the back, we will also do exercises for the shoulders and opening the front of the hips, which are all linked to back bending poses. All my poses are suggestions. You can always change them according to your own needs or how you feel. The class is suited for all levels. Listen carefully. I will give alternate options. And let's start. Come sit down. Relax your legs. Feel that the floor is supporting you. Sit up nice and tall, lengthen your spine. Take a deep breath and start to focus on your breath. Breathing in and out through your nose. Nice and long deep breath. Making the in and exhalation of equal length. Let's close our eyes. Start your inhalation from your belly, blowing it up like a balloon, then expanding your rib cage. And when you exhale, start from the belly again, draw the navel back in, and let the ribs come back to center. If you are familiar with Ujjayi breath, you can start now. If you've not heard of it, just focus on breathing in and out through your nose during the whole class. Ujjayi breath is a way to warm up your body faster, and it's quite meditative because you're creating sound. You're tightening the back of the throat just a little bit, sucking in the air through your windpipe, which will create a hissing sound. Really controlling the breath, how slow it goes in and out, which gives you a lot of power in your mind, makes you feel confident. And then set an intention for yourself. You can either choose your own intention for today, or you can choose my intention for today. I will let my breath guide me. Breath is the most important element of yoga. Your movement will follow your breath. That's my intention for today, to follow my breath. And slowly open your eyes. And let's bring one ear closer to your shoulder, stretching your neck. On the other side. Now let's place our hands on the shoulders. Start to opening the shoulders, making big circles, trying to touch your elbows in front. And making the circle as big as you can, backwards as well. On the other side, follow your breath. On the inhalation, you can do the top part of the circle. When you exhale, the bottom part. And then cross your wrists in top, and then have your hand palms come close together. Bring your chest forward, shoulders back, arms back. Breathe into your shoulders, opening them up. And then let's just swap hands the other way around. And then if you're sitting on a block or a cushion, just place it on the side. And then bring your right arm up. I'll be mirror image. And then let's stretch the side of our body. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, stretch. Keep your sitting bones on the floor. Inhale and exhale. Let's stay here for 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Then sit up straight and bring that hand to the opposite knee. Sit up nice and tall and then rotate away from me, looking over your shoulder towards the back. Let's stay here for 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Other side, bring your arm up, inhale, and then exhale, stretch the side of your body. And again, inhale, come up, exhale, reach through your fingertips. One more time, inhale up, and exhale. 3 breaths here. 1, in and out through the nose. 2, and 3. Come up and then place that hand on your opposite knee. From a nice long spine and keeping the hips where they are, rotate your upper body from the navel upwards, mostly the chest. 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Turn your chest forward. Now interlace your fingers behind your back if you can. Otherwise, grab your elbows. Inhale, bring your chest forward, shoulders back. And exhale, relax your shoulders. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Now place your hands behind you on the floor. If you can, open your chest and lift your hips. If not, only open the chest. I'll show from the sides. Either only here or like this. 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Slowly sit down and come on all fours. Hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips, fingers widely spread, and push away from the floor. Inhale, open the chest forward, lift your tailbone. Exhale, push out your spine towards the ceiling. Gaze towards the navel. And again, inhale, open the chest, keep moving. Exhale towards the other position. Again, inhale. And exhale. And then from a neutral spine, shake out the hips and your back. And then let's place our right foot in front and see if you can bring your right hand on the inside of the foot, knee and shoulder together, and then open up like this. You can also do it on your fingertips or on a block. Now let's circle that top arm. Follow your fingertips with your gaze and notice how your chest and shoulder are moving with your rotation. One more circle this way. And then let's do it on the other side. So now keep your left hand underneath your shoulder. Open up towards the other side. If you're pregnant, then you might not be able to do this side. And just do the other side again. Now big circles. Follow your fingertips. Notice how your chest moves towards the floor here. And then opens up towards the ceiling. Last circle. And let's go to the other side. So now the left foot comes forward. Let's start with the left hand on the inside of the foot, knee and shoulder together. You can do it on your fingertips or on the block. And then follow your breath. You can exhale in the bottom part of the circle. Inhale in the top part. 2 more circles. Take your time. Let's go to the other side. Right hand underneath your shoulder. Open up. And nice big circles. And from here, let's go into child's pose. Bring in the big toes together. Bring in the hips towards the heels. Maybe your forehead can be on the floor. Now feel this position. You can stretch out your arms like this or have your arms by your side. Come back to your breath. Nice, long and deep breath. You can always come into this position during any time of this class. Now from here, we're going to come back to all fours. And then on an inhalation, we're going to open our chest and lift our tailbones here. And then from there, we're going to go back into child's pose on the exhalation. We're going to do that 3 times. So inhale, open the chest, lift your tailbone. Exhale, round the spine and come into child's pose. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Then from all fours, now we're going to go back and forth into downward dog. So from here, you're going to tuck your toes under, bring your hips towards your heels, bring the stimulus up in the sky. This is called downward dog. And then from there, you're going to bring the knees back to the floor and come back into the chest up and tailbone up. So then from here, you're tightening your core, you're pushing through your hands into downward facing dog. And then you slowly come back with the knees. Inhale, chest up, tailbone up. Exhale, move from the core, push through your hands. That's it. One more time. Inhale, take your time. And exhale, downward facing dog. Make sure the hands are shoulder width apart, fingers widely spread. Your feet are hip distance apart. And first focus on stretching out your arms and your spine. Slowly bring the heels down one by one, as fast or slow as you like, opening up the back side of your legs. If this is too heavy, you can always come back to all fours, or you can do it on your underarms if it hurts your wrists. Listen to your body. Now look towards your hands and then walk your feet forward, keeping the feet hip distance apart here. And then let's hang out. So crossing the arms, bending your knees. Relaxing your shoulders, your neck. Breathing into the back side of your body. And then let the arms dangle and move from left to right. Opening up your body even more. And then stop in the center. Bend the knees a little bit more, hips towards the back. And then push your feet into the floor and slowly roll up. And then when you're up, place your hands in your lower back. Push your hips forward, tighten your legs, squeeze your butt together, and then open up the chest towards the ceiling. And come stand up straight. Let's come in front of our mat for sun salutations or a variation. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, slowly bow forward from the waist. Inhale, chest up halfway, lengthen the spine. And exhale, jump or step your feet back into Chaturanga. And then if you want, you can come on your belly for cobra like this or upward dog. And then exhale, push your hands into the floor, tighten your core. And with a long spine, come into downward facing dog for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Look towards your hands, jump or step forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine, press the feet into the floor. Exhale, fold. You can bend your knees if you like. Inhale, come all the way up, pressing the feet down, lengthening through your fingertips. And exhale, bring your arms by your side. Let's do it again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift your chest, look up. And exhale, jump or step your feet back. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog for 5. 1, 2. Bring your chest more towards your big toes. 3, 4, and 5. Look towards your hands, jump or step forward. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, bring your arms by your side. Then step your left foot back. Keep your right foot in front and have your hips face forward, like your toes. Your left heel is up in the air and you push through it so you feel a nice stretch here in the front of the hip. Then let's bring our arms up. And let's stay here for 5 breaths. If this is too much for your shoulders, you can have them in front of the chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now bring your left hand to the right knee, somewhere on your leg. And then open up your right arm to the right, so for a nice twist. If you're pregnant, you actually want to open up the twist to the other side. So inhale, let's twist to the side, and exhale, let's twist that arm back forward. Let's do this 3 times. Inhale, so keeping the legs where they are, your hips as well, it's just the upper body moving. Exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Now gently bring the left knee on the floor. If that doesn't feel good, you can place a blanket underneath or fold your mat double. Now let's place the right foot forward, maybe just 5 or 10 centimeters, just a little bit. Tuck your tailbone under, so lifting the pubic bone, pull in the navel, and then just come forward just a little bit, so you're going to feel a nice stretch here in the front of the left hip. If you can, grab your elbows like this on top of your head, opening the chest and shoulders, or you can open them up like this, interlacing your fingers behind your back, or grabbing your elbows here for a nice opening there as well. 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Now from here, you're going to straighten the right leg, flex the right foot, and then with a long spine, you're going to bend forward. Maybe your hands can rest on blocks, or your fingertips can reach the floor. Maybe you can walk your hands even more forward. Doesn't matter how far you get, just listen to the body. Feel the stretch on the back side of your right leg. Keep your spine long from your tailbone to your crown for 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. And then from here, come on all fours and back into your downward dog. So we can go to the other side. So now your left foot will step forward and you come up in your high lunge. So pushing through that right heel that's off the floor, feeling the stretch in the front of the right hip. And then having the arms up in the air like this, or hands in front of chest. 5 breaths. 1, 2, make sure you're lifting your pelvic floor, you're pulling in your lower abdominals. 3, 4, and 5. Then bring your right hand on top of your left knee. And then on your inhalation, open to the side. And then exhale, bring that arm forward. 3 more. Inhale. If you're pregnant, you can do the other way. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, well done. Now your right knee comes to the floor. If you like, you can place something soft underneath. Step the left foot forward just a teeny tiny bit. Tuck the tailbone under and feel the nice stretch in the front of the right hip. You can grab your elbows on top of your head or behind your back or interlace your fingers for a nice chest opener, shoulder opener. 3 more breaths here. 1, 2, and 3. And slowly bring your arms down. Straighten the left leg, flex the left foot, and see how far you can bend forward from the waist with a long, long spine. Flexing that left foot. 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Come back on all fours. Come back into downward dog. Let's stay here for 3 breaths, stretching this out. 1, 2, and 3. Coming back on all fours. Now we're going to start with the right leg. We're going to bend the knee and bring it towards the chest. And then from there, you're going to bring your toes towards your head. So let this be the exhalation. Now when you come up, inhale 3 times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And we go to the other side, left side. Inhale, toes towards your head. Exhale, knees towards your chest. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Then we're going to come back to downward dog for the next pose. We are going to step our feet a little bit more forward and then together. So it will be easier to actually have the heel on the floor. Then we're going to lift our right leg and bend it in the knee. Bringing the knee towards the ceiling. And still making a downward dog. So you would like your left heel to be on the floor. You can also bend that knee. Your hands pushing away from the floor. Opening up the chest towards the side and bringing the right knee up to the sky. Feeling the stretch in the front of the right hip. 2 more breaths. 1. and 2. Now gently bring that right knee all the way behind your right wrist. Close that knee and then wiggle that foot a little bit more forward. And then if you're rolling to one side here, you could use a block to bring that underneath your right hip so your hips are square, they're on the same height. And then maybe you can come a little bit more forward. If that's easy, you can even straighten your arms. And then you should feel the stretch here on the side of the leg over your bum for 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Slowly come back up into your downward facing dog. And then we can do the other side. Feet stepping a little bit more forward and together. And then bringing the left leg up. And then bending the knee, bringing the knee towards the ceiling, opening the chest to the side. You can also bend the standing leg so you have nice support. 3 more breaths. 1, keep pointing that knee up to the ceiling. 2, and 3. Slowly bring the left knee behind your wrist. Close the knee. Wiggle the left foot forward. If you need, you can place something underneath the left hip so you don't roll to the side. And go as much forward as you can. Straightening your arms or being on your elbows for 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Slowly come back into your downward dog. And then let's walk the hands towards the feet. And then bend the knees, hips towards the back. Press the feet into the floor and slowly come up. Now let's stand in the middle of the mat. And let's start with bringing the right knee towards the chest. I'll do mirror image. Just standing here for 3 breaths, pulling it in towards you as much as you can. Make sure you're lengthening in both directions, so pressing the standing foot in the floor, but lengthening through the crown of your head. 1, 2, and 3. Then bringing the leg next to your other leg, and if you can, holding it from the back at your ankle, foot, and then see if you can press the hips forward and bring the legs nicely together so you feel the stretch in the front of that leg again over your hip and also your quadriceps. 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Shake the leg out. Let's do the other side. Knee towards your chest, standing up nice and tall with 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Then placing the legs next to each other. Knees not open but close together. Opening the chest. Pushing the hips forward a little bit. Standing up nice and tall. 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Then shake the leg out. Now we're ready for dancer pose, which is quite difficult, but I think you can do it. Let's start on the right side, bringing the right thumb to the outside and then grabbing the inside of your ankle. So you see my shoulder moves away. So from the back, it looks like this. Right thumb goes outside, grabbing the inside of the foot. And then from here, your leg is going to pull on your arm so your chest stays up. And you're gently going to bounce forward as much as you can. It can be just a little bit, or maybe you can go all the way for 2 more breaths. 1 and 2. Slowly come up and place the foot back. So now the other side, left side, thumb opens up, grabbing the inside of the ankle, knees together, shoulder moves towards the back, hand points forward like this, and then you gently come forward. So you keep pulling with your leg on your arm so your chest stays up. You're always moving opposite directions. 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Slowly come back up and place the foot down. Well done. Then come in front of the mat for Vinyasa, half a sun salutation. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, choose Cobra or Upward Dog. And exhale, downward facing dog for 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Come on all fours, and then from here, keep your hips above the knees and only walk the hands forward for what's called puppy pose. In the beginning, it's more like bringing the forehead towards the floor. After a while, you can bring the chest further down, and you have to lift your head or turn it to the side. Feel the stretch in between your shoulder blades, but make sure you're lifting your pelvic floor muscles, pulling in the navel, so you bring in the stretch in the upper back. 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to come to our belly. If you're pregnant and you can't do that anymore, you could twist like this, for example, or come into child's pose. Find something that's suited for you. If you can, come on your belly, and we're going to do Sphinx pose. So in this pose, your elbows will be on the floor. They can be underneath your shoulders or a little bit more forward, so it's easier. Make sure you're pressing the pubic bone down into the floor, tightening the leg muscles so the knees come off the floor, but the toes are still on the floor. And like I said, come as far up as you can. Don't overdo it. 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Then from here, slowly come down. And now, interlace your fingers behind your back. Otherwise, grab your elbows if you can do that. And then again, press the pubic bone down. Tighten the legs, only the knees come off the floor. And then from the strength in your back, you're going to lift your chest for 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Rest it out on one cheek. And then from here, I'm going to stretch the front of the hip again. I'll start with my left side, so it might be easier for you to see on the camera. I'm going to bring my left heel towards my bum. You can also start on your right. And then I'm going to see if with my left hand I can bring it closer to it. I can rest on my right elbow. Now, if your shoulder is flexible enough, you can turn your fingers forward and do it like that. But in the beginning, it might look like this. So slowly, you might be able to get here. So a nice stretch for the front of the left hip and also your shoulder if you can go in this way already. 2 more breaths. 1 and 2. Then we're going to do the other side. So maybe you did right, then you will do left now. I'm going to do my right, bringing the foot closer to my bum. And if I can, turn the fingers forward. 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Then come lie on your belly again. And now this time we're going to bend both knees and see if we can grab onto the toes, ankles, or maybe onto your legging. If you can't hold on to the legs yet, you can do mermaid pose where you're pretending your mermaid tail is touching your head. If you can reach your legs somewhere, then pull on your arms with your leg, bringing your chest up for 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Slowly come on your belly, and from here, come into child's pose. Having a nice stretch from your back. You can leave your arms in front, or you can put them by your side. Come back to your breath. Slow and deep breath in and out through your nose. One more deep breath. And then with your arms by your side, slowly roll up in a round spine. And then slowly roll down the arch back. Let's do this 2 more times. Pretend your spine is super flexible. And then when you're up, straighten the legs in front. And then bend the knees and then bring your arms around your legs like this. So your upper body is glued to your legs. And then from there, just straighten the legs. Let's see how far you get forward, keeping your upper body close to your legs. So you'll feel a little bit of stretch in the back of the legs, but also a lot in your back. With 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Slowly come out of the pose. And then let's do an inversion. So if it's your period, you can actually skip the pose and lie on your back like this, a nice hip opener with the feet together. And if you can bring your legs in the air. You could also do this against the wall. So your legs are nicely against the wall. But if you position them correctly, like you have to feel it, then you will have the least effort necessary to keep them in the air. And that's what you would like to happen. So now it's normal to slowly let the body already take over the breath. Might become a bit more superficial, the breath, that's fine. This is also a really nice pose if you've been walking a lot. It's good recovery of your legs, of your body, because you're inverted and then the blood flows more towards the heart, it's stronger. It's good for your lymph system to clean up, because they can only clean up upside down. And then from here, let's open up the arms further to the side, bring the knees to the chest, Let the legs roll to one side, your other shoulder will come off the floor. Breathe into it, it doesn't have to come on the floor all the way. And then focus on the rotation in your lower back and release the tension on both sides of your spine whenever you exhale. Just 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. And slowly bring the knees up in the air to the other side. Breathe into the other shoulder and chest. You can turn your head to the side and look up, whatever feels good. If you want a stronger stretch in your back, you can bring the knees more towards you, towards your armpit. 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Slowly bring your knees up. And then come lie down for the relaxation. So if you're pregnant, you might want to lie on your side. If you're not pregnant, you can also still do that. You can also do this pose sitting up. That's more comfortable for you. You can choose if you want to open or close your eyes. If they're open, you can stare to a point on the ceiling. Otherwise, you can close your eyes. If you're lying down like me, just make sure the feet are hip distance apart and the knees and the toes are rolling outwards. Make sure your arms are away from the body, hand palms facing up. Lying fully on your shoulder blades. And roll your head from one side to the other. Back to center, chin to chest. And place the head back down. Relax your body further. You can remain lying down until I'll tell you to come and sit up. Letting the body relax further and further. Also calm your mind. Become an observer where you don't have any thoughts or analysis going on. You're just being present in the moment, observing sensations, like feeling how your body moves with the breath and when it moves. Keeping your mind as empty as possible. And continue doing that for the next minute, and then my voice will return. Life is movement. The more life there is, the more flexibility there is. The more fluid you are, the more you are alive. Sometimes we confuse mindfulness with stasis. We picture the ancient guru perched in the lotus position on the mountain ledge, unmoving and meditating for years. But while meditation and calm awareness are in face of mindfulness, another is full tilt engagement with life. If you are fully absorbed in a game of tag with your kids, you're living mindfully. If you're changing jobs or relocating because that's where your heart is leading you, you're living mindfully. If you're immersing yourself in foreign places or new experiences of any kind, you're living mindfully. I agree, life is movement. Change, though it can be challenging, is life's default setting. Learning to stay fluid and roll with the punches is mindfulness in action. Now think to yourself, the more fluid I am, the more alive I am. And slowly bring your awareness back to the room where you are. Become aware of your body. First, wiggle your toes and your fingers. And then come roll on one side of your body. Take a moment to wake up. And slowly come to sit so we can end the class together with the bow. Come and sit with your hands in front of your heart. Close your eyes one more time and think of your intention from the beginning of the class. Did you succeed? And then let's place our hands on our heart. Try to connect with your heart. Where does your heart tell you you need to go or you want to go? And then the feeling you have right now, send it into the room as you bow forward. Slowly come back up. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the class. Have a nice rest of your day and hopefully see you again next time. Bye.